enhancement, the anti-aging industry is over a $300 billion annual industry. That's part of what has allowed us to succeed at this level. Would you agree? Are we in the right product segment? Over the past 2 years, we've been working on something that is truly cutting edge. We've been working with focus groups, and we've been putting together some of the most cutting edge, game-changing technologies. This new product that we're going to introduce today fits perfectly into the youth enhancement system, and it's literally a game changer. So what does this mean for you? We're already in a $300 billion a year industry. What if we could double that potential? What if we could triple that potential? Would that excite you? What if we were now entering a product demographic, a market segment that is not $300 billion a year, that has the potential to be over $650 billion a year? Would that excite you? You add this product segment, this market segment, with the anti-aging segment, we've got the potential of almost $1 trillion a year market potential. Are we in the right market? Would you say that we have potential with this market? Internationally, there's a problem. There's a problem around the world that has literally become a global epidemic. So today, we'd like to address that problem. We have a solution to this global epidemic. Would all of you agree that we like to live younger? Do we want to live younger?
Yeah.
Do we want to feel younger? Well, that's what the youth enhancement system has always been focused on. So today, we've got a very special announcement. We're going to introduce you to the latest addition to the youth enhancement system. It's going to position Jeunesse at the top of the game, at the top of the industry. It is literally going to catapult this company into a new wave of momentum around the world. Now, pretty soon behind me here, you're going to see some activity. There's going to be some setting up. I don't know what's happening behind me, but something's about to happen. Can you feel that something's about to happen? Is anybody excited to hear what the latest youth enhancement system product is? Let me hear you say yes! So, as we're setting up the drums and getting ready to unveil a game-changing product, something that we've been working for over 2 years on, I have to tell you, I'm extremely excited about what's about to happen. Today will mark a historic day of Jeunesse when we pre-launch the newest product to be introduced to the youth enhancement system. So now, if our drummers are ready, I'd now like to introduce you to Zen. Can we get a drum roll? Are you ready to learn about Zen? Let's get a drum roll. Can we get a drum roll? You know those red balloons you have? Bang the bangers together. Bang the red balloons. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zen. So now, as I told you, we've been working for the past 2 years on this technology, on this groundbreaking product. Over the past 2 years, we've been working on a focus group with over, I believe, 200 participants, taking place, testing the product, refining the product. I have the pleasure of introducing someone to you who's been very involved with that focus group and working with Dr. Giampapa as well. Who's ready to see Dr. Giampapa? Anybody ready to see Dr. G? Before we bring out Dr. Giampapa, let me introduce one of our medical advisory board members who's been very involved with the focus group and really dialing in and making this product perfect with Dr. G. Let's welcome to the stage our medical advisory board member, Dr. Donna Antar.
Oh my God, that video is so hot. Would you agree? Okay, Zen Bodi. Zen Bodi is like nothing you've ever seen before. It is not, hear me loud and clear, this is not any weight loss or fat loss program you have ever seen. Because this is groundbreaking research, groundbreaking technology with tons of scientific backing, and this works like nothing you've ever seen because it works by restoring the body, by enhancing the body. You know, the diet industry would have us believe that it's about weight, but it's not. It's not about weight loss. It's about fat loss. It's about building muscle and lean tissue so that we feel and look young, strong, toned. Whatever our perfect body is, we can attain it with the Zen Bodi system. You know, the diet industry would also have us believe that weight loss equals fat loss. But it doesn't. Weight loss generally means a little bit of fat loss and mostly muscle loss. You lose the most important thing to maintain your perfect metabolism is your muscle. We have people on this panel that Scott was talking about that they didn't lose much weight, but they lost tons of inches. Their waists are smaller. We're talking people, some people even actually gained a couple of pounds, but they lost, I don't know, up to 65 inches. One lady only lost 2 pounds, but she lost 16 inches, mostly right around here. How many people like to lose a little bit right around here? Yeah? So would the entire population of the planet. This is what we're talking about. You know, if the diet industry, up until now, of course, we have Zen Bodi, if they really knew what they were doing, if anything else out there actually worked and made a difference in people's lives, then tell me why not one country, not one in the entire world has been able to decrease the rate of obesity in over 30 years. Not one country has been able to decrease the rate. Well, if all these diet things work, how come that's true? It's because they don't work. They don't change and restore our metabolism. Not the way Zen Bodi does. And you're going to hear the science behind that with Dr. Giampapa in just a couple of minutes. What if I told you that our bodies already have what it takes well, his body. Well, what if I told you that the Zen Bodi system is the first of its kind to restore and maintain and unlock our perfect system that lets us naturally have the body we want. Naturally. Just have it. So, we talked about there was this panel, right, of people, a focus group. Well, here's one. Tom and Cheryl. Did everybody see that? I'm not recommending no exercise. However, Tom did no exercise because he had some physical problems. Zen Bodi system. Cheryl, who most people would think, you don't have to be hungry. But how hard is it to lose that last little bit? Zen Bodi system. The perfect baby boomer couple. Look at them. When he first started, he didn't do any exercise. You know why? He didn't feel good. He had no energy. It was too hard. Ever feel like that? Ever have any friends that feel like that? Then as he started building some muscle, just because his body was more in balance, when he started to feel better, more energy, feel happier, guess what? Then he joined the gym. And then it just snowballed and continued. This is what youthful aging looks like. That's what youth enhancement looks like. And what about using 6 dress sizes? 6 dress sizes. And talk about youth enhancement? She's here today. Ask her to show you her driver's licenses. She looks younger now, because if you actually work with Zen Bodi, you don't just get smaller, you get younger. You get a younger body. That's what we want, right? By the way, she has 10 grandchildren. 10 grandchildren. Tom and Cheryl, they're here too, by the way. They're here too. Ask them. Don't just take my word for it. Ask them what it was like to be on this system. It is so easy. If I told you that all you had to do was to rip open a little packet, put it in your water bottle, shake it up, take 2 capsules, 30 to 60 minutes before your 2 main meals, and take the most amazing, delicious vanilla or chocolate shake some other time of the day, maybe for breakfast, maybe some other time of the day. If I told you that's what it took, would you do that every single day, day in and day out, till your body got back to its natural balance? Would you do that? Is that easy? All right. Now, Dr. Vincent Giampapa almost needs no introduction. He's going to tell you the science, the reason that this product line can do what it does. He is one of the first presidents of the American Academy of Anti-Aging. He's got patents on surgical techniques. He was the 2013 Edison Award winner. I mean, it just goes on. And he's on our medical advisory board. He's one of our key physicians. And if you haven't heard yet, he's been nominated for a Nobel Prize. Ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed colleague, Dr. Vincent Giampapa.
bring to you some of the, I think, one of the most important advances that people in general don't have the opportunity to utilize, and that's the new Zen Bodi system. You know, I've treated patients over the last 30 years with advanced anti-aging techniques and science behind how to stay healthy, how to keep your body in optimal shape, and more importantly, a body that's healthy, a body that looks youthful, a body that functions better, lets you enjoy your life, lets you enjoy everyone around you, and no matter how much money you have, without a healthy body, nothing really matters. Today, I'm so proud to be able to introduce this whole system. And you know, over the last few years, we've been looking at my research in particular. Where does the aging process really happen? And both the Zen Bodi system, the AM/PM products you all use, as well as the other products designed here, really focus on the core location of where aging occurs, and that's inside each one of the 50 trillion cells that you have in your body. And you know, for the first time, we're really starting to understand the science behind that and how we can enhance and improve the function so that our lives are better and those around us have a better and healthier life. So the Zen Bodi system really focuses on where the aging process originates and occurs, and for the first time, I think Jeunesse, without a question, is the first company to bring this scientific approach and information to all of you. So the Zen Bodi system actually addresses the root cause of why we age and our bodies change, and then it gives you the tools to do something about it. And frankly, just about everybody I know in the past who was looking for this information had to go to an anti-aging physician or a specialist in hormones or diet treatment. The science has been condensed and put into such an easy format here by Jeunesse that I have to say I don't think you really need to go to a doctor anymore. I think you can, the masses of you really are going to be able to experience something you've never had the opportunity to experience before. So let's take a look at some of the famous people and what has the aging process done to them, okay? Well, we all know James Bond. And on the left, we have him at 30 and on the right about 65. So what's really happened here? Okay, what's happened here is what happens to all of us. And up until now, we really didn't know the secret. How many people recognize this gentleman? Okay, Captain Kirk. Well, the same thing happens to us that happens to all the stars, and it happens to anyone. But we finally know the cause and what to do about it, and frankly, you don't have to go to another planet to find out what the information is. We have it right here. Okay, so today I'd like to discuss the myth about weight, both loss and gain, the secrets, okay, and the answers we now have that have been condensed with the science into a phenomenal system here, Zen Bodi. So firstly, let's take a look. And by the way, I'm going to actually have a little test. So everybody in this audience is going to have to answer some questions as soon as I'm done. I like to do that, so I want you to really listen carefully. So when we look at body composition, or as we age, how our body ratio, fat and muscle changes, what we notice that in unhealthy people, you'll see they end up with a lot of body fat and less muscle mass. And that's part of what happens with the aging process, changes in hormones, as well as our lifestyle. And in the past, most diets would have you lose both body fat and muscle mass, okay? And what happens to you was, yes, you lost weight, you look thinner, but your function wasn't really optimal, and more importantly, that was a setup for an unhealthy future health status. When you have that type of diet where you lose both body fat and muscle mass, you end up with more high blood pressure, higher cholesterol, more joint pains, and in essence, you are not restoring the body to the condition it was when it was young. On the other hand, a healthy diet helps restore more muscle mass and decrease your body fat. And with that approach, what happens is you actually get healthier. Your cholesterol goes down, your blood pressure goes down, you're more functional, you have less body pain or joint pain. And that's what we've been doing in the anti-aging clinics and the research labs, is looking at how do we manipulate and not only make you lose weight, but make you look more toned, make you act better, walk better, feel better, but more importantly, keep the weight off, okay? So the key secret, most diets have you become a small fat person. Now, I know that sounds kind of contradictory, but really what happens is, if you take a look at people who are on your typical diets, suppose they lose both body fat and muscle mass, they haven't changed their ratio, how much muscle and fat they have, so they don't burn calories more efficiently. Okay? Today's diets fail because they don't address the science that happens inside your cells, inside your fat cells, and with the key hormones that are involved with weight loss and muscle gain. Okay? Now, for the first time, Jeunesse has put together science, products, and more importantly, made it easy for you to use this on a daily basis. And before this whole conference is over, you will all leave with something you never even thought possible. You will leave with the ability, in a matter of weeks, to see a dramatic difference in how you look and feel. Okay, so today we can take a look at, for instance, inside the body with these new types of computers that actually give us a chance to look at how much body fat and muscle mass we have. And in my office, we actually have a machine that does this, and we can actually follow people. Okay? That was an expensive process, and frankly, we really had to have a lot of money to go through this. We don't need to do that anymore because we now know how to manipulate the body to create these changes. Now on the right, we have somebody with more fat, more body fat, less muscle, and frankly, we know now that that's a path to accelerated aging and poor health. On the other hand, if we have less body fat and more muscle mass, we're going to have a healthier body. So this is not just about cosmetics and looking good in your clothes. This is really about staying healthier, looking better, feeling better, and improving the quality of your life. So diets in the past didn't address this. Jeunesse is addressing this with the latest science. Okay. So how do we get there and maintain it? And what are the causes of this in the first place? Well, let's take a look at this. You know, there's a lot of causes that really we're confronted with today in the 21st century. We all have a very busy lifestyle. We don't have the time to cook fresh foods or eat what we need. We don't normally get the right amount of protein or the right types of carbohydrates. So how do you get all of that in the fast-paced world of the 21st century? Well, you have to be able to have a system that gives that to you conveniently. Okay. So the first thing we want to know is, again, this is not about weight loss, it's about fat loss, and particularly fat around your tummy. Now, one of the common things that I do, and I try not to do, but when I see people I'm walking down the streets, I can look at someone's body and tell you pretty much what the cholesterol level is, the triglyceride level is. I can virtually tell you almost within a small fraction of what their hormones are like by looking at them. And when you see somebody with a lot of body fat around their waist, you immediately know that there's a problem with a couple of key hormones. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to make every one of you experts on all these hormones. Now, inflammation is one of the key contributors to everybody getting heavier and their body composition changing. Okay? And when I'm talking about inflammation, it is not about the joint pain you think of, but it's about the compounds your cells start to create as you get older that impacts how fat is stored and how fat is removed. Okay? And with inflammation, obviously, the key hormone that's involved, and this is something relatively new, I'd say, in the last decade, is a hormone called leptin. Has anyone heard about that hormone, leptin? Okay, so I'm going to give you a little saying. Leptin lets you know when you're full. Okay? So what does leptin do? It lets you know when you're full, you have enough to eat. And that's the key signal that gets interrupted if you have a lot of inflammation. So when leptin isn't working, you want to continually eat more. You don't burn off your body fat and actually start to store your body fat. more and more. Okay, what else does increasing inflammation do to the body? Well, it slows your metabolism, your posture gets poor, your endurance is poor, and your energy level throughout the day gets less and less. So this one hormone can do a lot of damage to both your appearance and your function. Lifestyle factors are probably one of the major contributing causes to inflammation as well, particularly high sugar foods. I have to say, McDonald's is probably one of the worst things we can look at. Not only does it raise your blood sugar, it raises your fatty acids, it raises your cholesterol, and fast foods in general, the human body was not designed to run on. They're fine for a treat. I don't say don't go. I say once a week you should splurge, but the rest of the week we really need to follow the new way of living, and that is really helping your bodies and your cells live healthy and optimal. Stress, lack of sleep, lack of exercise is one of the key things we're going to talk about here, and it doesn't have to be a complicated exercise program every day. It just has to be a routine. So in a number of my books I talk about the following. You know, we all have bad habits, right? We don't eat right, we don't exercise right, maybe we don't sleep enough. But the secret is this: once you are given the information you need, and you learn that information changes habits. Habits change your activity, and activity changes your body. So it all starts with the information. Okay. Muscle mass. You know, minimizing muscle loss and regaining muscle. Well, what happens to all of us as we age is that every year we lose a couple of percentages of muscle mass after 40 or 50. And that is basically due to a couple of things. As we age, the outside of our body just doesn't age. Our intestines age. So even if you ate the perfect food, perfect breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you wouldn't absorb or digest the protein you need to make your muscle. So don't think about, diet alone, a perfect diet alone, usually after 45 or 50 is not enough. So what's really important are getting the right amino acids and having the body be able to break them and make them available to build muscle. For instance, Zen which is the essential amino acid drink, is a unique blend of pre-digested proteins. 20 grams of protein in one little drink. Okay, and that's a lot of protein, and very, very few carbohydrates. More importantly, Zen has a special type of amino acid called a branched chain amino acid. And L-leucine is the name of that very special amino acid that helps you build muscle much, much quicker. So the science behind these products has looked at what do we need 40 and over. Now the reason we eat protein is to break it down to get these essential amino acids that our body can't make on its own and we can't even digest as we get older. Protein in this form actually keeps your appetite down, and it keeps you more stable throughout the day and gives you more energy. And you know, as we age, it's harder to build or maintain muscle even with exercise. And the secret here is getting the right type of protein. L-leucine is one of the key components we've made sure we have in Zen Fit. Again, those branched chain amino acids that actually have little arms on them so they can actually get into the muscle quicker, are the ones that help build muscle when you exercise, whether it's yoga, whether it's just walking or jogging or playing tennis. A special type of amino acids required for that. So how does all this work inside the body, and what is the secret to permanent weight loss, a youthful body, and improved health, are really these two hormones. And I'm going to try to make this really simple and fun for you. Leptin, okay? What does it do? It lets you know when you're full, okay? Adiponectin, it aids leptin and also knocks down your blood sugar. Okay, so I'm going to be asking everybody a little quiz at the end. Adiponectin lets you know when you're full. Leptin lets you know when you're full, and adiponectin aids leptin and knocks down your blood sugar. We're going to look at that. So what really happens is in the fat cells in our body, fat cells produce that protein called leptin. It gets into the bloodstream, it travels to our brain, and it tells us, I'm full, I don't need to eat anymore. that's the secret. If that hormone isn't working right, it's not shutting off your desire to eat, okay? And there's a number of things that stop that hormone, leptin, lets you know when you're full. And if we can turn off that signal, you won't eat as much, and you won't gain as much body fat, and you'll actually start burning body fat, okay? So how does this work? When leptin is balanced in the body, it goes to the blood, gets to the brain, and tells the brain to turn off your appetite, and it actually increases the burning of your fat cells. So that hormone does two things: stops your desire to eat and actually allows you to start burning more body fat. As people accumulate more fat, okay, in those fat cells, by the way, you don't grow new fat cells. You're born with a certain number of fat cells. Most people don't know this. But you might be born with a couple trillion fat cells. You don't grow new ones at all. When you gain weight, each one of those fat cells gets bigger, and when you lose weight, those fat cells get smaller. So you're not growing new ones, okay? But each one of those fat cells, we now know is actually like a little small pharmacy. It's making hundreds of different types of proteins and compounds that regulate your whole body. And we're going to talk about the key ones, again, that help keep you slim, help you lose body fat, but also help you gain muscle mass. So one of the other bad ones is this thing called CRP, or C-reactive protein. I like to call it crap, okay? So it's crap because what it does is it actually coats the leptin molecule and doesn't let it do its job. So far we have leptin, which lets you feel full, adiponectin, which helps aid leptin and drops your blood sugar down, gets your blood sugar under control, and we have CRP, or crap, which coats the leptin molecule and doesn't let it do its job. Pretty easy, right? So the secret here is, how do we keep the balance of these three hormones? And again, the science behind that is what Zen Bodi is all about. Okay, leptin and leptin resistance, which means leptin that's coated and is not working, okay, is what we want to avoid. And the human body has a perfect system to keep its composition of leanness and fat in a healthy range. And it's all dependent upon this hormone called leptin, okay? When leptin is working correctly, our appetite and our cravings are all working in harmony, and we don't gain any extra fat. If you have too much of this CRP, what's that called? Crap. You inhibit leptin's job, and you're going to gain body fat, and you're going to just continue to eat. Now, fat creates CRP, and the CRP sticks to the leptin molecule and basically coats it and keeps it from doing its job. So we had to come up with what compounds can actually inhibit CRP or help remove from that leptin molecule. Well, Zen Shape helps to restore the balance and sensitivity to the leptin molecules by doing just that. Okay, so again, adiponectin. This aids the leptin molecule. It actually helps do the same thing, but it also lowers your blood sugar. And one of the primary reasons for people gaining body fat is they eat too much sugar. Okay, one slice of white bread is worse than drinking two Coca-Colas sugar content. It actually gets converted into fat quicker. And we didn't even know that until the last few years. So adiponectin is a very important hormone also that works with leptin. And when we have an abundance of adiponectin, our body responds well, but also our blood sugar stays lower. So we don't convert blood sugar into body fat. Okay. One more thing, this is a big one. G3-PDH. What does that mean? It's glycerol-free phosphatidylhydrogenase. Okay, we don't have to know that. What we do want to know is, G. Please decrease my heaviness. G3, please decrease, and that's spelled wrong. It should be G3-PDH. Please decrease my heaviness. We don't want to be heavy. So what this compound does, okay, is we actually want less of it, okay? And what it does is actually it actually converts blood sugar to body fat quicker. So we've now figured out a way to help keep that down with the components that are in Zen Bodi. So Zen Shape, for instance, helps to inhibit this enzyme, which may help reduce the impact of sugar getting converted into body fat. Okay, in an actual published study, research that is actually concerned about one of the key nutrients in Zen Shape showed inhibiting this G3-PDH activity by 71.6%, actually reduced fat production dramatically, almost more than 80%. So it sounds a little complicated, but it's really not. We're really looking at about 4 different things that fat cell makes that we're learning how to control without the use of expensive hormones or injections, and with the right natural occurring compounds and supplements. Okay. Now, one other thing. One of the other important fat signals that the Zen Bodi system supports is norepinephrine. Now, norepinephrine is available not only throughout the body, but it's in the brain too. And it's one of the key transmitters that helps keep us in a good mood. But it also is a major appetite suppressant. So norepinephrine naturally increases fat burning as well. So the more of that we have, the less body fat we collect. And particularly if we have probably a good lifestyle, these are the things that make the big difference. So for instance, Zen Shake supports natural norepinephrine levels in the body. It's been shown that a nutrient in Zen Shake affects the metabolism of our bodies by supporting optimal levels of norepinephrine. So you're not only going to burn fat better, you're going to feel a little more positive throughout the day. And isn't aging and anti-aging about isn't anti-aging really about not only looking better but feeling better? So L-tyrosine is one of the compounds that we've decided to use to not only help make more norepinephrine, but what's the other thing that happens to all of us as we age? Our thyroid gland starts to get a little slow. When your thyroid gland gets slow, you don't have the energy, you don't burn body fat. So this was another target we had to look at inside the cell. And so now with L-tyrosine, that actually helps improve the function of the thyroid gland. So it actually will make more of those key compounds it needs to keep you energetic and burn body fat. But with the L-tyrosine as well, what we've been able to do is actually be able to enhance the level of norepinephrine so you don't feel it. It actually decreases your desire to eat as well. Okay, food and exercise. No matter what you do, you can take any compound, any product. But if you think that's going to compensate for no exercise and a very bad meal or lifestyle as far as you're eating, it's not going to work. So the secret here is really learning not only what are the key science and products that are available to you now, but also using some reasonable judgment about it and making the commitment to change your lifestyle, even if it's just a little, okay? So healthy fat loss and body reshaping depends on the kinds of food you eat. It's important to have high protein at breakfast. And in my books, I talk about a simple formula for all of this. You know, in the morning, you should eat breakfast like a king. At lunchtime, you should eat like a prince. And at dinner, you should eat like a pauper. So what does that mean? In the morning, you should have high protein and good carbohydrates to get you through the day. Lunchtime, you should have a little more protein and less carbohydrates. And at dinner, you should have almost all protein and no carbohydrates. Very simple. And, you know, the Mediterranean diet is something that's been shown to be one of the healthiest, and that really follows that rule. But with the Zen Bodi system, if you get hungry during the afternoon or mid-morning, there's a product you can use to get you through that kind of craving, give you the protein, keep the carbohydrates down, and it's a tiny little package you can carry with you. So the whole thing here, and the focus with what Jeunesse has done, is to make it easy for you to do this. Okay? You have to exercise at least 20 minutes. 20 minutes, I would say, 4 or 5 times a week to really see a big difference. 3 times is minimal. Why? Because when you're walking, particularly first thing in the morning, if you do that, have a cup of tea, go out for a walk for 15, 20 minutes, or go on your treadmill, you burn calories 2 to 3 times more efficiently throughout the day. You actually jumpstart all the hormones in your body to start working better, and you burn off your calories from the day before. And in studies, it has been shown that just walking for 20 minutes 3 times a week, people have a dramatic drop in body fat. Well, that's pretty cheap. You don't have to buy anything. To do that, you just need the commitment, the desire to change. But now with the science behind Jeunesse and the product, those 2 things together will make a dramatic, immediate impact on how you look and feel. So let's take a look at some of the benefits from a better body and better health. You burn fat better, you build muscle, you decrease body storage fat, you have less of an appetite, you're not opening that refrigerator, peeking it, what could you sneak, and you're decreasing your cravings, and the big thing is you feel better, and you look better. When you look better, you feel better, and it's like a positive reinforcement thing. When you start looking in the mirror and you say, gee, I lost weight, my clothes are fitting better, you want to continue to improve. And to me, this system, which is a system I used to have to use expensive medications with and high education to get my patients to accomplish this is the first time any company has brought out 3 key products that really could do what only doctors did before. Okay, so benefits of the use of the Zen Bodi, not only that, get better, get more energy, your mood is better, you're feeling younger, you're looking more youthful, and your body can move more easily. One of the reasons why your body moves more easy is you have less inflammation. If you have less inflammation, you make less of those bad things we were talking about. So this product has literally taken a look at not the dietary industry, but what happens with aging inside your cells, inside your fat cells, and how it affects your whole body. So this is much, much more than in fact, this is not a weight loss program, it's an anti-aging regenerative program. Okay, so what are the products? The 3 main products that make up the system are the Zen Shake, which are capsules, Zen Fit, which is the amino acid drink to help give you more of that protein to build muscle, and the Protein Shake, which has other things in it, for instance, fiber and certain type of things that are really good for your intestines, so the right lactobacillus bacteria, so that your body can actually obtain more nutrient value from the food you are eating. Okay? The 2 core products for the system are the Zen Shake capsules, which you take 2 capsules about 30 to 60 minutes before your 2 main meals. And that's going to help you with digestion, it's going to help you with burning more body fat, but it's also going to help keep your appetite too. And the Zen Fit, the amino acid drink, is something that will give you that extra protein that you need to build that muscle mass so that you can start burning calories more efficiently. And the 3rd product, Zen Pro, is the product that will actually help in general. Again, when you need more protein throughout the day as a snack, instead of picking the candy bar or some cake, the bottom line is to take this to help you gain more muscle and lose more body fat by burning more body fat in general. So this is what the products look like. Zen Shake, okay? And like I say, these are just 2 capsules for your meals. Zen Fit is the source of those key proteins, branched chain amino acids, a series of other key amino acids to immediately get into the muscle and start building more muscle. Zen Pro, okay? And this is easily mixed with 8 to 10 ounces of cold water. I prefer almond milk, lower calorie, very low sugar level, great tasting. And I will tell you something, from a protein shake point of view, it's so easy to carry this with you wherever you go, like at work, or even if you're out on the weekend, you can just mix it in your water bottle and drink it. Every time you do that, you're really taking the step to continue to change your body. Okay. So the science and the products from Jeunesse are here. You can choose that on the left, or in the matter of a month or 2, see a dramatic improvement, or choose what you see on the right. You know, I was saying before that you have to have the information in order to change your habits. New information changes habits. Habits change your activity, and activity changes your body. So what Jeunesse has done is condensed what took me about 20 years to learn, experiment with what's right to give people. But they put this in the course of this past year into one of the most convenient, effective, science-based products that I know. And I would not be here talking about something I didn't believe in. And I will tell you that the secret to everything that you're going to feel and see with this product is this works at the core of where aging occurs, which is inside each one of these 50 trillion cells in your body. It works because it actually enhances and restores how those cells function. You know, many of my patients say to me, you know, I'm 50, or I'm 55, or I'm 60, or look how heavy I am. This is not going to work for me. I'm not going to do this. You can't approach what you've heard about diets in the past when you compare to this. You have to keep an open mind. And so I say to you, if you think you're too old, it's not a case. If you think you're way too much, it's not the case, because this science is revolutionary, and particularly in conjunction with the other products, Affinity, AM/PM, and this, there's a synergy in those products, each of them working at the cell to enhance the other products. So with the Zen Bodi system, is it possible to really see a difference at let's say 63, 64? Well, I'll show you. I've been using this science for the last 10 years, but this is the first time the science has been available. So, I mean, that's me. I can do that at 63. So, I'm a believer. Okay? And the only thing I can tell you is this. It took me almost 25 years to learn how to do this. You don't have to learn it, you just have to experience it. And the time right now for a new body, for a new sense of health and well-being is right now. And I will say this again, I say this usually whenever I speak here with Jeunesse because I'm such a believer. Every one of you are not distributors. Jeunesse doesn't create distributors. Jeunesse creates ambassadors of health, people who have the information and knowledge to change your lives and the people around you. And there's nothing better in the world than to be able to help not only yourself, your family, the people around you with a healthier, more youthful life, and to make a great living at it. So I think that you're all blessed to be part of what is, without a question, in my mind, the most scientifically centered company in the world when it comes to youth, health, and really, really making a difference in the quality of lives. Thank you.
Let's give another special thank you to Dr. Giampapa.